morning, sir. Today we are going to discuss about the traditional and non-traditional project management, and we are going to analyze about the critical success factors which affect the traditional and non-traditional project management. We are group number 11, and we are three in our group. Myself, Deeparana Bhatbhandari, and my friends are Sandhya Biswakarma and Wenyang Wang. My first slide gives introductions. As we know, this issue is significant because organizations are becoming more and more integrated between conventional and agile approaches to attain superior results. So, my second slide is about the introduction. And the project management is critical towards meeting goals within scope and time resources. Conventional models, that is the waterfall model, adhere to structured and sequential processes. However, such innovative approaches such as the agile and lean are more adaptable, iterative, and encourage cooperation. Throughout this presentation, we will discuss their usages, theoretical basis, and the critical success factors that make the project successful. My third slide gives the purpose of the report. This report is aimed at comparing the non-traditional and the traditional project management methods. It also tries to find good examples which can be used to show how the project management can work effectively in practice. We shall highlight critical constraints and the effects that have on the modern project environments. Lastly, the report is also evidence-based with solutions that would maximize the performance of the project. The fourth slide gives the overview of the traditional project management. That is, in project management as a tradition, the process is linear and sequential, and it goes through initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. It is very organized and a high level of documentation and well deliverable. It would be most appropriate in projects that are categorized by fixed requirements, that is bridge construction or a high-rise buildings. Its the biggest drawback is, however, that is constrained and thus it is not able to adapt any changes or sudden challenges. The slide number 5 gives the overview of non-traditional project management. The modern ways of the project management, that is agile, lean, or hybrid solutions, are not considered to be traditional. Agile encourages the development of iterative development, high collaboration, and changeability. Lean is concerned with maximization of value, efficiency, and minimization of waste. In the real world, examples of using Agile are Spotify and Atlassian, and Toyota has long been known to have lean practices. The slide number 6 gives the significance of learning under two methods. The importance of learning in traditional and non-traditional methods rests in the identification of appropriate balance. Traditional model structures procedures are clear and controlled. In the meantime, one of the advantages of non-traditional approaches is stakeholder involvement and flexibility of the innovation. When there is mixture of components of both approaches, the ideal results of the project tend to emerge. The reference list is the below.
Thank you, Deepa, for that overview. So, hello everyone, I'm Sandhya Biswakarma. So, now I'll continue by discussing the success factors and limitation of non-traditional and traditional project management approaches as well as their implication for modern projects. So, first we have success factor of non-traditional methods. So, the first one is adaptability and changeability, and the second one is close collaboration with stakeholders, and the third one is continuous improvement by the cycle. So, issues such as flexibility and adaptability make the non-traditional project management techniques to succeed as they allow the teams to adapt with change with a lot of ease. They concentrate on continuous improvement through successive cycles that ensure process and outcomes are perfect with the passage of time. So the close cooperations with the stakeholder is another important aspect that improves communication, engagement, and alignment toward the project goals. So second, we have agile method benefits. So the first one is solve problems. It innovates, leads to effective problem solving. And the second one is facility feedback. It is sprint cycles enable uninterrupted feedback. And the next one is enhance innovations. So it seldom organized groups improve innovations. And the fourth one is ensure satisfaction. So it is step-by-step delivery, guarantee client satisfactions. So moving on to the next slide, we have advantage learn method. So the first one is pay attention to efficiency and reduction of waste, and the second one is give rise to productivity with minimum resources, and the third one is case study of Toyota production system. So the learn approaches emphasize efficiency as it aims finding and eliminating waste in all the processes. This is a strategy of ensuring maximum productivity with minimal resources. The good example is the Toyota production system that has emerged as a worldwide example of lean practice. So the next one is teams and technological support. So it's self-organizing teams. Teams make faster, more informed and decision. And next one is online technology. So it Carbon and PM software are important, improve and accountability. And the next one is on-time monitoring. So it monitoring enhance control over the project. So moving on to the next slide, we have implications to the modern projects. So integrations of both the conventional and non-conventional strategy improves the work of projects. And another one is favors innovations but still is structured. And the next one is helps the manager to make strategic decision in dynamic condition. So an adaptive between traditional and non-traditional approaches to project management may improve the project result through the integration of structure and flexibility. This is a mixed model which promotes innovations but with transparent process and responsibility. So moving on to the next one, we have success factor for non-traditional approach. So the first one is self-organizing team. So it creativity and solutions are improved. And another one is flexibility. It teams adapt quickly to change needs. And the third one is technological support. So it carbon boards ensure transparency are real time tracking. And the fourth one is feedback loop. So it continues improvement through feedback cycles. And the last one is corporations. So it is stakeholder improvements enhance results. So moving on to the next slide, we have why traditional method is success and why traditional method is fail. So the why traditional method is success is like first one is theoretical framework. So the triple constraint theory is that the project success requires simultaneous control of three factors: time, cost and scope. And the second one is advantage of traditional methods. So it has clear plans and procedures, make it suitable for controlling time and cost. For example, if a bridge is built strictly according to plan, it can stay on schedule and on budget. And reason for success is are in stable violent projects. Traditional methods minimize unexpected events. And moving on to the next one, we have why traditional method is fail. So the first one is theoretical framework. So uncertain in the project environment emphasize the right plans can become ineffective if the external environment changes too rapidly. And the next one is disadvantage of traditional method. Once a plan is established, it is difficult to change. For example, if a client requires the new features at the last minute during software development, traditional methods are difficult to adapt in a timely manner. And the next one is reason for failure. So in environment with high uncertainty and rapid change are traditional. So moving on to my last slide, we have why non-traditional approaches success and why non-traditional approaches fail. So for why non-traditional approaches success, so the first one is theoretical framework. So it align manifesto, emphasize custom value, rapid feedback and teamwork. And the next one is advantage of non-traditional approaches. So it emphasizes communications and enable response to change. And the third one is reason for success. So it projects with unclear requirements, adjustments for non-traditional approach, custom satisfaction. So the next one is why non-traditional approaches fail. So the first one is theoretical framework. It complexity theory states that when a project is large and overly flexible approach can lead to chaotic management. For next one is disadvantage of non-traditional approaches. So the lack of strict planning and control. For example, in large scale projects like a airport construction, daily changes to the plan can lead the choice, cost and overruns and even failure. And the last one is reason for failure. So non-traditional approaches are prone to failure in large-scale projects that require strict control. So non-traditional approach succeed by emphasizing adaptability, feedback, and teamwork satisfaction in uncertain projects. However, in large-scale projects, too much flexibility causes confusion, delays, and cost overruns, while agile methods work well for software updates. Projects like airport constructions need strict planning. Success or failure depends on project size and complexity. So these are my parts, and now I'll hand over to my friend to continue with.
Thank you for our team members. And now I will explain for the implications of our finding on the project management practice. So about the combining traditional and non-traditional approaches, why it works.
because a different project environment require different management approaches. For example, traditional methods are safer for larger projects like a bridge construction, but incorporating agile iterations is more appropriate for mobile app development. This is based on the pinball triple constraint theory. So hybrid approaches can find a more appropriate balance in different scenarios. And also relying solely on the single approach, this is ineffectiveness is because the project environments vary. So only one size fits all appropriate doesn't apply. For example, treating airport construction like app development with agile management will lead to chaos. Conversely, treating innovation products like a bridge construction with rigid fixed approaches will also fail. So this based on uncertain theory states that the more complex the project environment and the more flexible it requires. Next is the appropriate use of AI tools to assist the decision making. Why it works? Because AI can predict the risk, optimize planning, and organize feedback. For example, AI can alert the team to potential material supply delays, allowing them to prepare in advance. This is based on the risk management theory, indicates that identifying and controlling risk early is a key to increase the project success rate. But over-relying on AI and negatively team communication is not good. Because this ineffectiveness is AI cannot replace human collaborations and leadership. For example, if a team only listens to AI assistants without communication, conflicts and misunderstandings are likely to arise. This based on the research shows that the leadership and interpersonal communication remains crucial factors influencing project success. Next is why it works so focus on the customer and the project value, not just on the process. So why this works? That's because the ultimate goals of a project is to satisfy customers and users, not just meet the schedule. For example, a software development team that continuously adjusts its project or product based on the user's feedback is more successful than one just stick to the original plan. This is based on the stakeholder theory states that a project successful depends on meeting and the needs of all stakeholders. But ignoring the external environment and the stakeholders is not good. Why? For example, even the project is excluded well, it can fail if it fails to consider changes in policies or markets or the customer needs. For example, a company building the building without considering new environmental regulations ultimately result in delay and fines. So this is based on the system theory, remind us that the projects are the part of a larger environment and cannot operate in isolate from it. So, in one word, for the conclusion, traditional and non-traditional project management methods are the tools that contribute to the successful project completion. Choosing one approach is never a single rigid choice. It requires considering the three-dimensional factors as well as other special factors. Therefore, there is no best approach, only the most appropriate one. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.